Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with I guess you could call this a Hollywoke hot take on comedy, another comedy rant. I know. I uh, I was in the comedy scene a long time, still kind of am. I like to think myself as a comedy guy, but geez, the state of comedy these days, it's rough. It's rough in the upper echelons. So let's get into it. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm putting this one on YouTube, so I got to be careful of certain things, but I think I can do it on this one. But we'll get into it. Right, Little Joan? Right. Little Joan's been so good. She got so many treats because I had so many bad takes in the Hollywoke hot take, and then I had to split it into two. So keep buying my books. You're really supporting the channel. Thank you so much. The links are in the description if you want to buy a book and get Little Joan a treat today. Right, Little Joan? Or a treat tomorrow, I should say. Kind of like a delayed reaction. Well, you got so much stuff. Look at you need a haircut. You need a haircut. You need a bath. What a mess you are. She sticks her face in dirt. She just right in the dirt. Anyhow, comedy albums by Dave Chappelle, Bo Burnham, and Louis C.K. get Grammy noms, but only one is considered comedy. I've called this up only because, not because I care about that article, but I just thought it was interesting that these are the guys getting Grammy nods, right? These are the guys getting attention, and it's Dave Chappelle and Louis C.K., both canceled guys, and Bo Burnham, who, in my mind, hasn't gone woke, still doing comedy, still doing pretty good. Although they're ruling some of it ineligible because Chappelle's previous special, like the 846, I think it was called, it was really more of a rant than and some people say even the most recent one is kind of that way too. But I thought the recent one was very funny. But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to me that the cancel guys are still there, right? I don't see Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel here. Nope. Not that they're doing albums. They're too busy clowning themselves on TV, apparently. Stephen Colbert, if Kyle Rittenhouse didn't break the law, we should change the law. Thanks, President of Comedy, Stephen Colbert. What happened to you, dude? I know, I've done this rant so many times, but God, it just frustrates me to no end that this guy has just so completely, he's just such a partisan now. I mean, John Oliver is partisan as F, but at least he's still doing comedy. Man, Stephen Colbert just drops everything to say these things. And who is advising this guy? Why alienate half the country or more at this point? I mean, really, with the Rittenhouse thing, you're alienating more than half the country, I would say. Anybody who's ever had a business or property attacked, robbed, yeah, they wish they were there with a shotgun. And you're there, oh no, I don't like a guy like Kyle Rittenhouse who only managed to shoot looters, who only managed to shoot a pedophile, a guy who was convicted of domestic abuse, and a guy who had a gun who was going to kill him in the middle of a riot. An amazing 3 shots, by the way. It's amazing he didn't kill Jump Kick Man too. He's the only guy he missed. I didn't realize the Jump Kick Man, he had even shot at him, but apparently he missed him. And that guy had a criminal record too. So, but Stephen Colbert, just like everybody else in the business, is just all down on Kyle Rittenhouse because they know so much, right? Stephen Colbert spent his life doing comedy, doing improv. Oh, but he's a scholar. He's a legal scholar now too, just like he's a scientist too. It's amazing. Part of it is, again, it's all about shared experience. Stephen Colbert doesn't have the shared experience of most of the country. I believe he's in an ideological bubble from which not only can't he escape, there's no financial incentive for him to escape it. There's no financial incentive for him to go outside of his ideological bubble. In fact, there is de-incentive to go out of it. Because the moment let's imagine that Stephen reads a big article and does a deep dive into Rittenhouse and realizes, oh man, this kid was really justified. It's not going to be to his financial advantage to come out and say, you know, last night I said something about Kyle Rittenhouse and I regret it. You know, I really support him. Oh my God. You know what his viewers would do? They would absolutely lose their damn minds. Overnight, he would get blasted in the media. So there's no financial incentive to be, in my view, honest. Here's Ted Cruz ripping Colbert. I mean, this is how bad it is. That he is arguing with, you know, politicians. And politicians look good to do that from their own constituencies, right? Cruz looks like a hero fighting the liberal media. It used to be when politicians did this, they would be the ones that would look bad. Because you'd be like, hey man, he's a talk show host. Why are you even bothering? Don't do this. Now it's like, he looks good. Oh man, you sneezed right on me. Ugh, gross. Okay. Are we done sneezing? Because that was really, really gross. Did you want to get down? Okay. You're ruining the whole take. Thanks. Thanks for that. Rich Democrats believe you have no right to defend yourself. Yeah. It's kind of that way. Look, Colbert is, I don't know, what city is he in? Is he in New York or LA? I think he's in LA, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either one. You know, he wants, you know, he has plenty of security wherever he goes. He's rich. He's in a studio. Oh my God, Joan. What? I'm doing the thing. Well, you'll have to wait. You have to wait. Always wants attention, this one. So yeah, I mean, like, Colbert is ensconced in his ivory tower, thinking he's being the same guy he was back in the Bush era when he was on the Daily Show, making fun of Republicans, and that was punching up. Republicans were in power. The Bush regime was running over everybody and calling you unpatriotic if you didn't want to like go bomb the Middle East. But newsflash, some of the Democrats signed up for that too, including Joe Biden. Most of the ones currently in office, yeah, they all signed up for it, all the older ones. They loved it. They publicly kind of pretended like, I don't really like this. Oh, Joe Biden signed right on. You know, the only reason to posture yourself on the other side of that was political. Do they really care about people? No, they're not anti-war at all. And these are the people who Colbert essentially has aligned himself with. Now, Ted Cruz, I'm not a giant fan of, but he's at least on the right side of this. And, you know, who agrees with Colbert? Well, people who don't really, you know, they say a Republican is just a Democrat that's been mugged. And it's true. You know, I had a friend, he was mugged one time in Philly. So awful. The guys hit him with the base of a trophy. Hit him so hard that he was cross-eyed for 3 days. He was in the hospital. And he said, that's it. My life is over. I'm cross-eyed. No woman will want me. And he said, thank God, after 3 days, his eyes went back to normal. But, I mean, that's the kind of thing that happens to you, you know, in the city sometimes. It's rough, you know, especially if you're a working dude. You don't have a lot of money. That's never going to happen to Stephen Colbert. He'd have to go through 10 guys to get to him. And no one's going to go after him. He's in a limo. He goes right door to door. He's in nice neighborhoods all the time now. These people, are, in my view, are out of touch. And that's part of the problem. You need a shared, you know, sense of value, a shared everything to really get comedy. And Colbert is just a rich neoliberal who lives in that world, and you're either a part of it, laughing with him, or you don't care. But this guy, to me, is the biggest hypocrite today, comedic-wise. Joker and DC League of Super Pets actor Marc Maron rants about anti-woke comedians. Now, I don't remember him being in the Joker. He was in the Joker? Who was he in the Joker? I don't even remember. But he's one of the voices in the DC League of Super Pets, which is a big movie, by the way. I mean, it's Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Mark Maron. I mean, this guy is in the system. He's in the studio system. He's not the biggest guy in the world. Is he Lex Luthor in this? It's a pretty good thing. And this is, and granted, this is on a podcast or whatever, so whatever. But man, the stuff he says is just, in my view, insane, and shows that I think Maron doesn't. Again, he's in an ideological bubble. Maron transitioned to blasting anti-woke comedy. Quote, but the idea that there are these now, there's an anti-woke comedy, and that's a point of view that many people want to have. That's a team. So now these team players, these effing sheep, these anti-woke guys and gals are just effing hacks. They don't even have the courage of their own point of view. Now think about that for a second. If you're anti-woke, essentially, you are against the establishment point of view. You have multinational corporations supporting Pride Day and all this woke nonsense while secretly not supporting it, by the way, in the Middle East and other places where that doesn't fly. You have media outlets all over the United States saying, oh, fiery but peaceful riots as Kenosha burns down. But, the January 6th guys, oh, throw away the key. They were overthrowing the government, don't you know? I mean, the gap now is extreme. And this guy who's an establishment guy, now a celebrity. He's a celebrity. Look, he's in the DC League of Super Pets. That makes him celebrity level. Yeah, he's not the biggest celebrity. That's pretty big. That's a pretty good payday. Oh, but people outside of that Hollywood system, they're the ones that don't have the courage. The courage to be like me, Mark Maron. He's lost. He's lost himself. And then he began to mock anti-woke comedians. I am anti-woke. So you are team anti-woke? I thought you were an effing comic. I thought you were a guy or woman with your own effing thoughts. Yeah, I am. I am a free thinker. I do my own research. Yeah, but your free thinking sounds like 100 other effing idiots that are doing the same free thinking as you. Team anti-woke. Well, what are you doing, Mark? I mean, you got the same attitude as Colbert, essentially. You're essentially Colbert. Colbert would say the same exact thing. And then here's where it just goes off the rails. It's like so many people are comedy fans, and just these effing hack losers are looking for a leader. I've never seen so many kind of people that want their freedom, that respect their freedom, that it's all about this freedom, and that really want to effing lick the boot, man. Whose boot are you talking about? You can't have a lick the boot scenario and have no leader. Really want to lick the boot? You anti-woke boot licker? I mean, what the f? That makes zero sense. You're licking the boot. You work for these multinational corporations. Here you are taking a picture with a fellow celebrity. Here you are. Look at all the brands behind you, dude. You're out of your mind. You can't be hippie anymore, dude. Shut up. Continuing, it's an excuse for hack. Isn't that why we got into comedy? To be our own people? And look, man. Oh, he said man, so he's a hippie. I would say that my set right now is darker and probably more provocative than I've ever been in my life. Oh, really? Why don't you say something against Braun or Cadillac or MasterCard? Well, why don't you do that next time you're on one of their stages? Why don't you say the F word in DC Super Pets and see how that flies, Mr. Edgy? But is it woke? No, it's just comedy. I'm speaking my own mind. And I can handle it if there's pushback. Doesn't sound like you can. Maron wrapped up. But I'm just saying, man, if you are on Team Anti-Woke, Tribe. Is that your tribe? Tribe Anti-Woke? You and Kid Rock? You are not thinking your own thoughts. You're a hack with an excuse for why you are failing, he concluded. Yeah, whose thought are the anti-woke thinking, Mark? Who specifically? And then the writer calls out what I've just called out. The most interesting part of this entire rant is Mark Maron calls out these anti-woke comedians for lacking the courage to have their own point of view, but he's the one who shows no courage by not actually naming any of these people he's ranting about. It's almost as if the entire rant is projection, and everything Mark Maron is blasting is anti-woke comedians that he is guilty of. And this is, who's Tate Donovan? I don't know who that is. He looks like kind of like Bill Nye's dad. So yeah, I mean, here he is on a celebrity walk taking pictures of people. Oh yeah, but he's the edgy one. He's the one who's out there, man. He's doing real comedy, man. I mean, this is like Krusty the Clown level of disconnect, right? Remember when Krusty the Clown had to get his comedy edge back and then he immediately sold out? This is what this is like. Does he do the voice of Lex Luthor? That's weird. That's a weird casting choice. You're working for a multinational corporation. Oh, this is okay. This is Aretha Franklin Respect movie he went to. So he went to a premiere of a movie. I don't know if he's in that. Is he in that one? Maybe he is. Still, he is a big-time actor celebrity. Not the biggest, but big. Big enough to go to movie premieres and probably has millions of dollars. He's probably worth some millions. He doesn't know what he's talking about at this point, in my view. Man, you're in Tribe anti-woke. Hundreds of those guys. Yeah, millions of people support your deal in the establishment, if not all of them. Everyone in the establishment supports every word you just said, Marin. Who's the hack? And that's it for me, Tony D. Joan and I will see you. Hopefully she won't sneeze on me tomorrow. And check us out on Bitchute and Rumble.